you.
Welcome to the Trensetta Lounge. How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I know you repping. I know you tuning in all the way from Houston, Texas, from the South.
Yes, everything's bigger in Texas.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm so excited to get in today's discussion about just like your pageant initiatives, as well as
All
the
right.
work that you're doing, like in entertainment law and services that you have to provide for those who are within the media entertainment industry, and just
Okay.
all of the amazing things that you're going, or that you have going on. Because I know that you're, you got a couple projects going on, and I'm really excited for the folks to learn a little bit more about who you are and what you do. So let's talk about the pageant first before we talk about your legal work, which we're going to get to
Okay.
in a couple of minutes.
All right. Yeah, let's start with that.
Yeah. So tell us about it. What are some of your initiatives, and what are you currently doing within the pageantry world?
Okay, so right now I am the Miss Black Texas USA, so I represent the great state of Texas. So during my time in this reign, I've been focusing mainly on health and environmental initiatives. So doing food desert projects, urban gardens, focusing on fresh fruits and vegetables for the homeless and low income. So the main focus has been getting those gardens up and running, more funding for them. So providing some of my services like grant writing to those organizations and just my time as far as volunteering. And then we've also been doing some free food distribution. So on the weekends, we give out like basically these boxes of food. So people can drive through this place called the Shrine. It's a church here. And we package up the boxes. We give them to them on Saturdays. And so we're just really trying to push the healthy food eating, and just health is wealth. So the more that we can get our mindset to that place and not just focus on eating like whatever is cheap and what's
Hmm.
just in our neighborhoods. Because, in our neighborhoods or in urban neighborhoods, it's just like Popeyes and
Hmm.
McDonald's on the corner.
Right.
So we're trying to make sure that we have an even playing field, that the same people can get access to those healthy foods. And then eventually that's kind of transitioned into more of like criminal justice and voting, because people that are homeless are getting these records because fined from sleeping outside or
Mm.
committing crimes because they just don't have any food to eat in general. So we're trying to work on policy where, there's mental health checks first for homeless, or there's like these things called the JP courts, and you can go in there instead of like doing like a real trial. So we're trying to get some things going so that we can help the people out here in the Houston and Dallas community.
Okay, I love it. I love it. And was there a reason why you chose food accessibility as well as homelessness to target in on as part of your pageant initiative? Why is that so near and dear to your heart?
Yes. So, okay, I've always done nonprofit work. So, I've kind of just been more into helping Black people in general with resources. That was kind of just the overall arch. But last summer, I had the opportunity to go to DC, and I was working with an environmental nonprofit doing some policy work. And that was kind of like my first taste into just the injustices in the environment that we had. And then also, I just recently became an alkaline vegan. So I've been vegan for coming on 2 years, and just
Wow.
doing the research on our bodies as Black people and the things that we have been susceptible to, diseases and things of that nature, just kind of sparked an interest. And so I started diving deeper into that. And that's kind of how those initiatives came about.
Yeah. And you said alkaline veganism. How do you pronounce it?
Alkaline,
Oh,
alkaline.
alkaline. Okay. And what
Yeah,
does that
alkaline.
entail for the people, who don't know? Because I
Okay,
don't know.
so listen, there is levels to this veganism, okay?
Okay.
So I'm
There's
still
levels.
on the journey, right?
Okay.
So sometimes, like, you can be vegetarian and that's just like you don't eat meat, but you still have dairy. And then when you're vegan, you don't do dairy either.
Okay.
But like during the journey, sometimes there are vegans that eat soy or still like candy, sweets, things like that. Technically vegan is no meat and no dairy. But
Right.
when you're on the alkaline diet, it's like you only eat everything that comes from a seed. So anything that can reproduce itself. So just like basically fruits and vegetables. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Daniel's fast, but
Yep.
it's very similar to the list for the Daniel's fast. That's like a
Okay.
great comparable list of things that you can eat when you have an alkaline diet. Essentially, you try to eat
Hmm.
things that have like a pH level above like 8 or 12, and essentially that's what it is.
Okay. What's one of your favorite dishes like within this diet? What have been some of your
Okay,
favorite dishes?
I eat a lot of chickpeas. So you can do
Okay.
chickpeas into many forms. You can do it in like the bean. You can
Mm-hmm.
blend it and make it hummus. Sometimes once I blend it into hummus, I'll like make it into like dough balls and like fry it. And then that's what falafel is. Like, I don't know if you
Oh,
ever heard of
okay.
falafel, but falafel is just fried chickpeas. So I do a lot of chickpeas and like just changing into different forms. And
Mm-hmm.
I've even figured out how to make it into bread. So like kind of like a cornbready type of thing. So
Oh, okay. That's
lots of
different.
yeah, lots of chickpeas. And I do lots of black beans, rice, stuff like that. But I would say the main thing that I eat probably with all of my meals is chickpeas.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so, what do you have next coming up within like the world of pageantry?
Yes. So we do have events leading up to the big pageant, but
Okay.
the main event is the Miss Black USA pageant. So right now I represent Texas as Miss Black Texas USA, but I am running for Miss Black USA. So I would represent the entire United States. That pageant will be August 7th in
Okay.
Washington, D.C. So that is the next major event. But leading up to there, we do have a few events coming up as far as like Juneteenth. We have a few voters' rights events going on where we're going to get some
Mm-hmm.
people registered. And in July, we have a Black Heritage Festival that we're having here in the Houston area. So there are a few little events that I'll keep putting on social media for people to support. But the main thing I'm working on right now is making sure I win that title as Miss Black USA.
That's what I'm talking about. We looking forward to that. And August is right around the corner. So,
It's right
girl,
around the corner now, girl. Literally, like a
yes.
month and a half.
Yes, yes. So we're looking forward to everything that you're going to continue to do in that space. Definitely keep us posted. But I also want to talk about the entertainment legal needs that you provide. I know you're the
Okay.
CEO and founder of Legally Black LLC. So tell us all about that.
Yes. Okay, so my business is called Legally Black LLC. Me and my partner started about 2 years ago. We started during the pandemic. And so
Wow.
we started it as just like a consulting firm where we were just helping businesses and nonprofits, doing some grant writing, some credit repair. But since then, we've kind of expanded to
Mm-hmm.
do all different types of business. And because we are artists, we most recently added entertainment services to our business. So providing contracts, negotiations, if those artists needed that type of consulting for them, as
Mm-hmm.
well as helping with like some management, getting people bookings and things of that nature. So that's a little bit of what we've added. But in general, we do transactions. So contracts for any businesses, grant
Mm-hmm.
writing for any businesses, all of that. So that's a little bit about what we've been doing lately.
Okay. So you helping creatives make sure they got their business in order,
Yes.
which is
But a
important.
lot of the time artists are so, and I'm an artist, so I understand like sometimes you get a gig and you're so excited, like,
Right.
yes, like they're trying to book me. I need to get some money. Like I'm trying to perform, I'm trying to get my name, my brand out there, but we're so quick. And sometimes like us as a people, as
Mm-hmm.
speaking of African Americans, or just black people in general, sometimes we do not fully read these contracts that we
Mm-hmm.
are getting ourselves into. And then until something happens, then we're like, oh shoot, I didn't even know that I signed myself into this.
Wow.
So really we're trying to advocate for making sure that people are really knowing what they're getting themselves into, that they're adequately represented, and that they're
Mm-hmm.
getting a fair side on all playing grounds, like no matter what economic level they are. So that's what we're trying to do right now, because there's too many artists out here that are getting messed over because they don't know what
Mm-hmm.
they signed themselves up for.
Right.
So that's what we're out here trying to do, advocate for artists to get fair for their creativeness, because we're rare. Artists are
Right.
rare. Like
Right.
our creative skills are rare. And so these are things that we should get adequately compensated for and be recognized. So that's what we're trying to do for other artists.
Yes, and I also want to talk a little bit more about the importance of equipping. I know that's
Mhm.
something that you specialize in. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes. So essentially, we help people rebrand.
Okay.
So or whatever your industry is. So you do radio and TV host. So if you were to come to me as a consulting, wanting to rebrand yourself, we would really go through the ins and outs of the different type of deals that say that if you're looking for contracts. So I'm going to talk you through, these are the options that can happen with this company. These are the risks that you could potentially take. This was like what benefit that you can get from this. This is what can happen if it goes wrong. This is what can happen if it goes good. Just really thoroughly knowing so that you're making the best decision about the companies that you're working with or the individuals that you're working with. And then also we talk through the financial parts. Do you have some type of accounting? Like, do you have a business bank account? How are you keeping track of your books? How are you filing your taxes? Like just going through all of the business sides of it. And then if you have employees, so we're going through employee retention. Do you have an employee handbook, the rules and policies of that? So it depends on the industry that you're in, but we're taking you through all of the steps or all of the things that you may encounter and just letting you know the risks that are associated with what you're doing, essentially.
What are some of the most common things that you've seen creatives like kind of not have together when it comes to business? What are some of those things?
I would say the accounting portion, the financials.
Those taxes.
Also, definitely. So recently, I've seen a lot of contracts for performers as far as like music festivals. So say, for example, there was to be a natural disaster when the concert is supposed to be and something is supposed, and then the concert has to be canceled. Just going through those payment things, like, are they going to pay you up front? Do you still get paid if it's canceled? What is their time limit for rescheduling, things like that? Sometimes I've seen a lot of artists just sign contracts and not really know what happens if one party cancels. And then also I've seen where artists aren't putting in like package deals for themselves. So when you're about to perform and someone's bringing you in, you need to ask for what you need. Do you need water? Do you need food? You know what I'm saying? Do you need a pillow? Or I don't know.
Right, the essentials.
So you need a massage or something, some tea, like whatever you personally need for your ritual before you go perform. These are things that you can be asking for in your contract. And so that's what I've seen lately where, people aren't asking for the works. Like they're just going and then they're ended up spending money out of their pocket when this is something that can be compensated from whoever is hiring them on. Those are like a little bit of things that I have seen regularly, just like, maybe you should look at that, reside that,
All right. And where can folks go to get access to the resources and services that you all offer at Legally Black LLC?
Yes. So you can go to my website at drkyara.murry.com. So that's DrKyara.MURRY. Or you can, we have social media platforms. So we have the Legally Black Firm. That's our name on Instagram. And we also sell products that have our logo on it. So we have a second Instagram called the Legally Black Store. And so we have different shirts, sweaters, business items that have our Legally Black, our LB logo on it. So people can find us there. We post business tips regularly. Where we have free consultations. So even if people just need a little bit of value, that's something that can happen through our free consultation, and then you can decide your services from there. So definitely those are some places that people can find some information about their business and tips that can help them for free.
All right. Well, Dr. Kai Murry, thank you so much for joining us here in the Trensetta Lounge. Yes. And for those who are tuning in, not only here on IG Live, but also on First Class TV on Roku, as well as Hits 92.3, make sure to head on over to that website to not only get access to those entertainment, legal services and resources, but to also support all that she is doing with Legally Black LLC. We'll see you all Thursday at 6 p.m. right here on the Trensetta Lounge. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on First Class TV on Roku and Hits 92.3. Thank you so much, Dr. Kai, for joining us.
Thanks, Tammy.
Yes. And we will see you all soon. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. And we will see you turning up right here on the